Welcome back to the channel. For those of you guys that are new, my name is Ace Poker. Well, Anthony's my real name. I'm 23 years old from New Jersey. It is getting cold in New Jersey. I gotta get myself somewhere warm. But if you guys are new here, I graduated from college and I said fuck a 9 to 5, fuck working for someone. I'm gonna play poker. I'm gonna grind out this content. I'm gonna move up through the stakes. I'm gonna have a blast. I always keep it real. I'm never gonna be fake, never gonna be a phony. I think that's why you guys love me. And thanks to you guys for watching my journey and supporting me. It's keeping me going. It's keeping me motivated. I'm so happy. Today, we're gonna be playing 5, 10, 25 in New York City. If you told me a year ago you'd be playing 5, 10, 25 consistently, I would have told you you're crazy. But as a reward for following my journey, today we have a super action-packed vlog. I go all in for more times than I could ever remember doing so. So let's get right into it. Hell yeah, baby. If this view doesn't get you fired up to play some poker, I don't know what does. The New York skyline in the back. I get here early, I set up all the chips for everyone, and I am ready to battle. I always gotta mention, if you guys wanna play, hit me up on Instagram for all the details. I love battling against all my followers, and that's what we do in today's episode. The entire table is full of people who hit me up. I'm so excited to get started. We're in for $2,000, coming off some fresh run good from last session. Don't let the kid get hot, baby. Let's get right into the first hand. All right, let's start it off with King 9 suited. You see the Modelo's on the table, having a loose, fun game. There's one limp. The button opens to 40. We're getting in the mix with our followers. I make the call, and the limper makes the call. So we're going 3 ways. First flop of the day, and boom, we flop the flush. Oh my goodness. I check, the limper checks, and the button bets out for $75. He definitely could have like the ace of hearts in his hand. Obviously, with us having the king of hearts, he's not going to have the king of hearts in his hand. Pretty simple concepts there. But I think I want to raise this right away. Curious as to what the quote-unquote correct play is, but I decided to bump it up to 225. We definitely could attack these smaller boards as, we're in the big blind. Should probably have some more looser ranges. So I don't hate it, definitely could use this to bluff. The limper gets out of the way, and the button thinks for quite a long time, hoping he makes the call. Maybe re-raises, maybe he'll put it in with like aces, ace of hearts, ace king, ace of hearts, but he decides to fold. We take down the first pot. Always love a nice cushion. On to the next one. The action is flowing early as I recorded this hand to get some B-roll, but we see the one player bet massive on the river here, 360, and he gets called by pocket jacks. Hey, caught him bluffing. Pocket jacks win sometimes. Let's get into our next hand. We get some more than playable hands in 7-8 suited, pocket 7s, and jack 10 suited. My favorite hands are these suited connectors, but unfortunately, sometimes the cards aren't in your favor. We get nothing, just chip down 75, 50, 40, until we look down at pocket aces. The beautiful aces take us to the promised land. There's a $25 straddle on. It folds over to me. I open it up to 75. Just the straddle makes the call, so we're going heads up to a board of queen 8-6. Rainbow. Gonna be a little bit tough to get some money in. He's basically got to have a queen, and that's it. He checks it over to me. I see bet for 75, and he snap folds. Fuck. Ugh, I almost threw up looking at this hand. We open it up to 30. We get 2 callers. So we're going 3 ways to a board in which we whiff. I just know that that's coming. I could close my eyes and play ace-king. I never hit an ace or a king, so I got to bluff or I just got to check. I decide to check. It checks around. The board actually pairs on the turn, which is pretty good. I decide to take a stab, and we take it down. Yes, winning massive pots today. Let's go. All right, enough fucking around. We look down at king, queen of hearts. I promise, we actually get into a big hand here. There's a $25 straddle. It folds to me. I open it up to 75 standard sizing. The button makes the call, and now it gets over to the big blind, who's got a massive stack, very competent player. He thinks, and he decides to make it $400. Okay. 1, I just don't think we're getting the right price to call here. 2, I don't think we should ever be 3-betting, but like I said, competent player. True ranges, maybe he should be having some like ace-king, ace-queen, aces, kings, queens, jacks, etc. All hands that are basically dominating king-queen suited, and you don't really want to get into a scenario where your opponent could have ace-king, a lot of the times has ace-king, and you're in there with king-queen. King comes, you're just completely dominated. But like I said, competent player. He could be just doing this with like ace 2, 3, 4, 5 suited. Could be doing this with low to medium pocket pairs. He could even be doing this with something like king jack suited, king 10 suited. He could have king queen suited himself. The moral of the story is he can be doing this very wide. So I want to play a pot against him in position. Maybe we can flop really well, get him to bluff into us, and catch a massive double up. So I decided to nut up and put $400 in the middle. The button folds, so we're going heads up to a board looking to flop something, 2 pair, straights, flushes, 3 of a kinds. And the dealer answers our prayers, Jack 8-5, all hearts. Oh my goodness. My opponent thinks for a super long time, decides to check. Definitely could c-bet here, but want to disguise the strength of our hand. So I decided to check back. And pretty funny, my opponent says, should we both check for hearts at the same time? And I pretty humorously say, no, I don't need to check. I know I've got 2 of them. And he says, oh, wow, really? Yeah, we actually do, but I like to get into the table talk and, say some stuff. But anyways, going off to the turn, just don't want to see the board pair. That's exactly what we get. No heart. Still basically have the nuts. And my opponent checks once again. Well, the money's got to get into the pot somehow, right? So we've got to bet, and what sizing? I don't know. To be honest, I have no fucking clue. And that's, I think, why you guys watch my poker vlogs, because I'm just dead honest. I'm not just going to be like, well, you definitely have to bet 53% of the pot here because your opponent is going to have these set of hands and you're going to have these set of hands. And, giving this price, your opponent should call. No, I just have no fucking clue. I don't study. I'm trying to get into studying. I don't know. Sometimes I'm just fucking shooting in the dark. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. That's why I made this vlog. I'm having fun. I think you guys enjoy watching it. Who fucking knows? But anyways, I decided to bet out for $450, obviously hoping my opponent continues. Maybe he just thinks we're bluffing and he'll jam to try to get us to fold. Who knows? But my opponent decides to fold, saying, quote, "This could not have been a worse board for my hand." No idea what that means. He never showed his hand. On to the next one. Let's go. We take it down. All right, moving on to ace queen suited, playing some really good hands today. Under the gun, we open it up to 40. We get 2 callers by the player to my left and the button. So we're going 3 ways to a board in which we flop top. Pretty wet and dynamic board. Hopefully we can get some money in, some value. I started off with a bet to $80. The player to my left folds. And the button folds. What the hell? Are my cards face up today? What is going on? You guys are my followers. You guys are supposed to support. Give me some money, not fold every time. That was a complete joke, by the way, for those of you in the comments that are going to be like, really? You want to take your followers' money? Like, shut the fuck up, dude. But anyway, some more playable hands, 7s. We even get in the mix with deuce 3 suited. Until we look down at our favorite hand again, ace king. Ugh. There's an open to 40. I decided to 3-bet to 125, and he makes the call, going heads up to a board in which, can you guys guess? We whiff. Jack 8-4. Oh my goodness. He checks. We've been c-betting a lot of boards. Decided to check this one back. Going to a turn, which is a 9, gets even grosser. Now my opponent decides to say, fuck you, dude. I know you've got that dog shit hand. He cuts out chips and bets $400. Excuse me, sir. The pot is only $250. That is an overbet. What are you doing? But, yeah, not going to go anywhere except fold. My card's in the muck. See you later. Should have just threw him in the muck. Not even 3-bet, but on to the next one. Maybe frustration's getting the best of me in this hand. We look down at pocket 8s in the small blind. There's an open by middle position to 50. Gets back to me. I make the call. I am the only customer. So we're going heads up to a board of king 6-3 with 2 hearts. I check it over to him. He c-bets here for 50. Just going to put in the call one time. Got to keep him honest. Can't just be snap folding to any c-bet. He can definitely have so many hands that we are beating. So let's head to a turn, which is a king. A pretty good card. Some super in-depth concepts here. Listen up closely. If there is another king that comes out, it makes it less likely that he's got one. Hell yeah, baby. I check it over to him, and now he fires for 150. A lot of times when people are bluffing, they like to use whole sizings, like to keep that in the back of my mind. So I decided to make the call, keep him honest again once more. Let's see what the river brings, and the river is a 9. And if you saw pre-flop, somebody folded a 9. So again, less likely someone's got a king, less likely someone's got a 9. 8s could be good here a large part of the time. So I check it over to him once again, praying that he just makes it easy and checks back, but that is not the name of the game. Usually your opponents are going to make it pretty hard on you, as they're going to want the money in the pot as well. So he fires out for 4 large, 4 big ones, 400. So Gets back to me, I think, for quite some time. Haven't really made a hero call in a while. Gotta, keep everybody honest. Can't just get bluffed left and right. So I decide to put on my big boy shoes, make the call, and my opponent shows Ace King. Oh, I hate this hand so much. I wish the aces and kings just could get out of the deck. Anybody want to play poker with no aces and kings in the deck? You know what? I'm helping run this game, so guess what? Nobody can have ace king. If you get it, you have to fold it. How about that, huh? But then to just compile mistakes, because why not? We have 5 deuce suited. We call an open. Of course we do. And you know what? We don't even get to see the flop. The same guy that made it 400 against me earlier and I called and I won, he decides to big dick everyone and put in a big raise again, so we can't even play this lovely, lovely hand. Let's get into the next hand we play. Well, this game is off the rails. This very hand that I folded the 5 deuce, as they're going to the flop, they say to each other, hold on, wait a second, dealer. When the flop comes out, do you want to get 2 cards extra and make this a hold'em hand? And they both are like, fuck yeah. So that's what they do. Have you ever seen that? I haven't. Come on down if you guys want to play some crazy games. Pretty insane. On to the next one. All right, get ready for an absolute poker lesson. We look down at ace 8 of spades. There's an open by the button to 75. I call in the small blind and the straddle calls as well. So we're going 3 ways to a board of ace 3-4 with 2 clubs. I check, straddle checks, and the button checks. The turn is a deuce, super wet and interesting board out there. I check, straddle checks, and button checks again. Now the river's a 7. And I decide to actually lead here for $150. Once again, as I stated earlier in the vlog, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. But the straddle decides to put in the call, which is kind of weird. Probably shouldn't be calling with anything that's worse than an ace. Probably has some type of weird 2 pair. But when the button folds, I say, I've got an ace and I'm good. Get owned, nerd. I'm just kidding. This is my boy Will. It was super cool. Pretty interesting hand here, but we win some money, and on to the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the hand of the vlog. Maybe I'll make that into a new segment, but hey, always a good sign when the hand of the night is with pocket aces. Nice. Under the gun actually limps, which is pretty weird, but we decide to open it up to 55, and just he makes the call. My guy Ray, so let's go. Heads up to a board of 10-4-6 with 2 diamonds. Pretty interesting. He checks it over to me. Going to put in that C bet here to $80, and he pretty quickly makes the call. Going heads up to a turn, which is the jack of spades. Don't necessarily love it. Could have jack 10 because I guess maybe he's thinking, oh, let's limp jack 10 suited. I want to play it, but I don't want to raise and get 3 bet, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Just not the best, but also not the worst. The front door flush draw doesn't come in. Top card doesn't pair. So when he checks, I decide to keep betting. I go big. I make it $210. And now Ray thinks for just a little bit amount of time and decides to go all in for around $1,300. I internally throw up a little bit. Super gross, but on the other hand, there are so many combo draws he can have. So we've got aces, we're not going anywhere. I decide to put in the call, and he shows 9-7 of spades, so he actually turned a pretty massive combo draw here. And now it's actually really good that we've got the ace of spades, 1 less out for him. I say however many times you want to run it, he says twice. Twice it is, baby. Let's hold. Big pot. We can finally get into a massive win for the day. Just been kind of up and down all day, looking to solidify a massive win here. So off to the first run out we go. The 4 of hearts. Let's go. We are safe. One time, dealer, please. The heart starts beating. Just let us fade, let us win one time, and it is the queen of diamonds. Let's go. We take it down. Massive pot. Happy to have held here. Let's go. On to the next one. We are not done yet. Then we just get into a funny hand. With the ace queen, the straddles on. I make it 75. Just the big blind makes the call, so we're going heads up to a board of jack 8-3 rainbow. He checks. I decide to see bet here. Pretty small. Don't need to go big at all. My opponent shows me pocket 5s and then says,
That's your turn. I'm different.
Yeah, I'm different. We run it out. I say, you would have won. You're different, all right. I guess my cards aren't face up after all, huh? This one pains me to show, but we look down at ace king. Need to take these cards out of the deck, or just, you can't play them. But anyways, for context, the guy to my left just lost a massive pot. pretty tilted. There's an open 260 under the gun, 2 callers. I decided to bump it up to 350. The only way I can win this hand, I guess, is if we take it down pre-flop, but the guy to my left says F me, shoves his 1300 into the middle. It's pretty funny because after someone loses a massive pot and they're tilted, it could go one of two ways. You know, they could shove and they could actually be tilted and have a bad hand, or they could just be using that image and he could be just shoving his aces, kings, queens in the middle, thinking he'll get called light because people are going to think he's tilted. But nonetheless, already put in 350. I decide, you know what, let's give some action. Let's gamble it up, and my opponent shows ace king. All right, I guess we can never win with this hand, and I guess the best result is chopping and not losing, so that's good. We don't get one card flushed, and we chop it up, make a little bit of money. Stupid fucking hand. All right, couple people leave early for work, and we decide let's play a little bit four-handed before we wrap it up, and although I hate this hand, I think it's pretty good. Four-handed, ace-king suited. I've had this hand about 10 times tonight. It is haunting me. Can we win one effing time with it? And we decide to bump it up to 10-25 instead of 5-10. So that's what this hand is, 10-25. I open it up on the button to $100. The small blind makes it 325. And now the big blind thinks about it for quite some time. And I'm like, oh my goodness, if this goes 3-bet, 4-bet, am I going to fold ace-king suited four-handed? But the big blind makes the fold. Small blinds only got about 1,000 behind, so no need to get tricky, play in position, go to a flop. Hate this damn hand. Let's put it in now. I go all in. I assume my opponent's never going to 3-bet and fold four-handed, but after a long time, he decides to fold. We take it down. I'll take that result any day of the week, especially when we run out the board and my opponent says, oh, I 3-bet loose and I would have got there. Because, hey, if you couldn't have guessed, we whiffed ace-king. We don't hit an ace or a king. He would have won. Happy that he didn't decide to put it in. Let's head to the next hand. I am not kidding. We have ace-king again. I open it up to 75, only get one call, and shock, no ace. No king. I mean, is that a record? We've had ace king, what, like 6 times, have not hit an ace or a king. But nonetheless, check, check, flop, check, check, turn, check, check, river, ace high is good. Take it down. I guess we don't need to hit an ace or a king. Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most frustrating hand of the night. We look down at pocket kings and get into a golden scenario four-handed. We are in the $25 big blind. The player to my left min raises to 50, and now the button 3-bets to 150. I mean, there's rarely going to ever be a scenario where you are four-handed and there's a 3-bet before it even gets to you. Then add into the fact that you have pocket kings, the second best hand. I mean, you can't draw it up any better than this. I'm going to put in that 4-bet. It's going to look extremely strong, but no need to fuck around with kings here. I make it $400. The player to my left folds, and the button snap calls. Like, no thought about 5-betting, no thought about anything else. Snap calls. All you poker players know exactly what I'm thinking. No ace, no ace, no ace, no ace. Ace in the window. I knew this situation was too good to be true, huh? If only we could have our favorite hand, ace king here. But ace 6-8 rainbow. I think we definitely still have to c-bet here. Don't have to go big. I make it $225, and my opponent snap calls like absolutely no thought. I don't know if he's trying to come after me. I don't know what he's trying to do. Maybe he's got a really strong hand. Maybe he's got ace king, ace queen, aces. Who knows? But we're going off to a turn which is just horrible. A jack. He definitely could have pocket jacks. Could also have like ace jack suited and now think he's absolutely golden. I just think that there's no point to continue firing and repping a huge hand. My opponent hasn't really been too aggressive, hasn't been in the mix with too many hands. As you saw, it was the same guy that said I'm different, folded the pocket fives earlier. Doesn't really seem like he's trying to get into the mix unless he's got a really good hand, which is super unfortunate for us here. So I decided to check it over to him. And he fires out for 350 or 450 or 425, one of those in that range. Unfortunately, I decided to frustratingly let this hand go. Super annoying. Was such a golden opportunity for us to make some money. But, you know, can't win every single pot. And let's head to another hand. And what do you know? We look down at ace king again. Is this a record? What is this, like my 8th time having it? I open it up to 75. Now the button is short stack, the guy to my left. He's been trying to get it in, been trying to say, everyone send me home. So he puts in his $500. Obviously, we're never folding. I put in the call, and my opponent shows ace king. Twice against the same guy, we've got an ace king versus ace king, except this time he's suited. He's got a slight edge to suck out on us, but after the flop, we're chopping. So, I mean, I guess we're positive with ace king on the day after all of this. And yeah, that's going to wrap up the session. Let's head to my results. All right, to the outro. If you guys didn't know, I actually edit all of my vlogs as well. I had an editor in Vegas, but I'm home, so I'm editing them all myself. Hopefully you guys can respect that. Time for what you're all waiting for, the results. We won $860 today. I'm very happy with how I played. Like I said, I got a coach. It's not improving my game so much just yet, but I really thought I played good today. Let me know how you guys thought I did. I'll catch you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Peace out.